All right, it's everybody's favorite topic, compliance. So while email marketing is a powerful tool, it has to operate within a framework of laws and regulations. You just can't get away from it, guys. You have to ensure that compliance is not just about avoiding penalties, but it is also about building trust amongst your subscribers. One of the reasons that we have compliance laws is because of the complaints that came from subscribers to email campaigns. They felt like they were being used, spammed, and abused. So, because of that, legislation has been enforced to ensure that businesses are adhering to good practices. Unfortunately, laws about ethical practice have to be in place to ensure that people are practicing ethically. So to understand a little bit more about email marketing compliance, let's talk about its definition and its significance. It is defined as an adherence to laws, regulations that govern the use of email marketing as a tool. And the significance is that it does protect our consumers from unsolicited emails, and it ensures that marketers maintain an ethical standard. So what are the key regulations surrounding email marketing? Well, here in the US, we have CAN-SPAM Act. The US law does set forth some rules for commercial emails, and it gives recipients the right to stop at any time any email campaign they are receiving. We will talk about what you can do to help ensure that you are following those guidelines later in this video. Then you have the General Data Protection Regulation, or the GDPR. This is an EU regulation, or European Union regulation. This governs data protection and privacy. Next, we have the CASL, or the Canadian Anti-Spam Legislation. This is a Canadian law that governs electronic messages, including their emails. Now, depending on where you are, some of these best practices for compliance can change a little bit, but for the most part, these are general enough that if you are using them, it does help you to avoid getting in trouble, air quotations. So, you want a clear opt-in. You always want to obtain explicit consent before adding someone to your email list. If you are unsure, do not email them. That is the simple rule of thumb. Now, at this point, double opt-in is usually your best option, and it is required in some states and some countries, primarily in the EU. Double opt-in just means that somebody clearly indicates that they want to opt into your emails twice. Then you need to have an easy unsubscription. You want to ensure that every email has a clear and easily accessible unsubscribe link. This is typically in your footer, but just make sure that it is easily found. Now, I do want to let you guys know that if you accidentally send an email without this, don't fret, don't freak out. Most email clients today offer an ability to do this through their email client, right? So they can go into the email, say, I don't want this anymore, and they can report it to the unsubscribe list, and it will automatically unsubscribe for you. But you want to make sure that you go back and you add that unsubscribe link. They don't get mad about one or two by mistake. What they do get mad about is continuing to do it without trying your best to obey the rules and regulations. Then you have a regular list cleaning. All right, so you periodically want to go and remove some of your inactive subscribers so that you can ensure your list is up to date. You don't want to continually email somebody who has shown zero interest. If they are not opening your emails and it's clear that they're just either leaving them unread or throwing them in the delete immediately, you just want to go ahead and remove them. This helps you avoid being put into the spam box as well. You don't want to continue to talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk to you. Then you have transparent data practices. This is where you get to clearly communicate how you are going to collect, use, and store their data. You don't want to tell somebody, I'm not using your email for promotional purposes, and then turn around and use it for promotional purposes. This means you don't want to tell somebody that you're signing up for a 52-week business campaign that talks about business tips and tricks, and then in there say, by the way, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Now, you do want to give them the option to be able to click on information that could put them in such a campaign, but you just don't want to mix and bleed your campaigns too much, because then you're not being too transparent about your data and your practices. So just make sure you're clear in your communication. Always, always, always communicate clearly. how you are going to do something. This helps you focus on the customer, and it helps your customer understand more about what it is you're trying to accomplish. So some of the challenges that you are going to face is navigating the nuances of different regulations across regions. This is very difficult. You have to keep up with a lot of different stuff. Now, if you're a local business and you're just emailing within your local region, it's a lot easier. But because you guys are on the digital forefront, you have to pay attention. All right? And you have balancing the effective marketing strategies with strict compliance requirements. It's only getting more strict. People are more and more conscious of their privacy as every day goes by. It's getting more and more complicated to be able to email people and stay out of the spam box. So you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing when you start to build out your marketing strategy. You want to avoid certain words. You want to avoid certain types of messages. You just want to make sure that what you're doing is compliant. So take a look at the rules and ensure every step that you're making falls within what they want. And then you got to ensure that your third-party email marketing tool or platform is compliant. Now, most of the ones that are operating out there are compliant, but there are some that get past the system. So you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing. If it smells fishy, it probably is fishy. If your gut's telling you don't use it, it's probably best not to use it. But some of the best ones you can use are things like System.io, StanStore, MailChimp, HubSpot. There's tons of them out there that you can use that do not fall into the category of non-compliant. They are very reputable sources. Now, of course, as with all the challenges, there are some benefits that come with making sure you can overcome them. You are going to build trust, you are going to avoid penalties, and you are going to enhance the deliverability. Subscribers are more likely to engage with a brand that they trust. That is just the truth. Over 70% of current consumers say that they would rather do business with a business they trust than a business just to do business with them, right? So make sure you are building trust in every aspect of your business, especially email marketing. It is also going to help you to avoid any penalties. If you are non-compliant and you don't do anything to fix it, it can lead to a hefty fine and possibly legal repercussions. So just make sure that you're fixing it. Be active, be proactive. Make sure that you are doing what it takes to be compliant. Then you have enhanced deliverability. A compliant email is a happy email, and a happy email does not get flagged as spam. Stay out of the spam box. Be compliant. So in conclusion, compliance in email marketing is a cornerstone of ethical and effective email campaigns. So by understanding and adhering to any of the regulations, a business can foster trust, ensure deliverability, and navigate the digital landscape with confidence.